Hello everybody to lesson 15 of JavaScript for active design. In this lesson, we will know the arrays in JavaScript. First of all, what is an array? An array is a special variable which can hold more than one value at a time in a serious order. If you have a list of items, for example, a list of cars, or a list of names, a list of employees, and you're storing the cars or names variables in package, okay? So they have a related thing. For example, the cars, the name of cars, or the name of people, employees, they are, for example, the same, and they have some relation between them. So they would be the name of the array contains that relation. For example, if I have an employee in the department of selling, so I'll call this this array selling employee. Okay, so it contains the element that have the same type. So if there are names, it will be names. If the type of elements is numbers, salary, for example, the type of the array will be salary. So let's go and know how to create an array. First of all, to create an array, you should easily create it like the variable. So the array is a normal variable. Okay, so imagine we have x is a variable. I need this x to be like an array. So I will write it like an array. You just write this square parentheses and write inside it the items you want. So I'll write here. So if they are number, you'll write only the number you have it. But if they are string, you'll write inside double quotation. I'll write here item 1, then comma, then item 2, then comma, then item 3, for example. Okay, then semicolon. Okay, so now we have created an array. So this is the array. It's easy, by the way, and it's useful, so useful, and you will learn that, and you will be sure from this that the array is easy and useful, so useful. Okay, so now we have created the array. How to access the elements inside the array? To access any element, for example, if you need to print all the array, you should write only the names of the array, and it will be printed item 1, comma, item 2, item 3. Or there is another way, which is looping. You will loop inside the array, and I will show you now in this lesson. Second is how to access the array element. For example, I need to access the item 2 element. I need to print this item. How could I access it? We should know that the array is 0 indexed, means it starts from 0. So the index here will start from 0. Then this index, for example, will be 1. Then this would be 2. So there is 3 elements. It counts as 3 elements, but the index starts from 0. So this is in index 0. This is in index 1, and this is in index 2. So to access any element, you should write the index of that element. So to access the second element, I'll write here 1. So he will print, the browser will print the item which is in index 1. So he will start 0, then 1. So item 2 is in index 1. Let's refresh item 2. Okay, so you should focus that. You should know that the array is 0 index, so it starts from the 0 index. Start 0, 1, and go ahead. So to access any element, only write the name of the array, then square parentheses, and write there the item you want to access. For example, the last item, which is 2, it would be item 3. Great. How to change an element? For example, I need to change the element, the last element, with a value. I will say x2, and I will change it, for example, with any item I wanted. So let's delete it here. Come here and see x, for example, 2, which is this item. I need to change it. For example, let's say new item. Great. Save it and print that item. Let's see x3, x2. Save it. Let's refresh and see what we have. New item. So I have changed that item. Okay. So now if you need, for example, to delete that element, okay, how to delete that element. To delete the element, it's easy. You could only assign it to null. Save it, refresh. It's now deleted. It's not deleted, but it's assigned to null. There is another function that could delete the element. We will know it now. So you should know also that the array could be object. Okay, how is the array could be an object? The array could be an object. The object is like the array. You know the object, how we create the objects. We create the object in JavaScript with var, the same, but instead, for example, x object, okay, equal the same of this value, except we write here in the object, we write the block, and we write inside it the items we need. For example, we'll see here item 1 colon and the name that we have it here. Okay, and so on. Continue with the rest. It's the same. Then comma, then item 2, then colon, then the item we need it. For example, let's see, item 2, and so on. Okay, so it looks like they are similar, but this is dealing with objects. This the arrays deals with element, which is array with indexing. This contains item name, but here we talk about with index from 0, 1, 2. Okay, so the array could be an object. You could think that the array is object. How could that be? We could assign it, for example, with the element we have it. For example, here I will assign the ID. Here I will assign the date. The date, this function could date, and for example, it's object. Date is object. Okay, dot now. When we print this one, for example, now let's know what's the type of this element before we examine it. Let's delete this one. Let's see type of, and print this. It will print object. The date. The date is function, so the function is object. Great. So now it's the function object. So when we deal here and we write, for example, x date dot now, it will returns the date. For example, let's delete this one and try to see what is x2. Great, save it, refresh. What was that function? Let's return date now. Save it, refresh. It will return the date of now, okay, with a specific value. So in this case, it will return the object. Okay, so it deals with object. So the array could be with some way an object. So okay, the next function is how to know the length of an array. To know the length of an array, it's easy. Only write the name of the array and the function length. Save it and see what is the length. Length is 3. Okay, the length is 3, 1, 2, 3, but the last index is 0, 1, 2. Okay, so sometimes you need to access the first element or the last element. To access the first element, you will write the function, the array you have it, and then you will write the first. Okay, so I will write, for example, here, I will write the array name, then first. What was that? X dot first. Save it, then refresh, then see. What was that? Maybe you will write it. I think it could be with instead of the length. This is two-way, by the way. which is random, which is dynamic, means we will use the element or the function be built. And there's another way, which is first, the array, then we write the first will start from 0. So now it will print the first item. How to access the last? I don't know how much the length of the value, this array. I don't know what is the length of that array. So you don't know where is the last item. What you could do, you could see x dot length. So it will print you the length of the array, which is 3. So here we have no 3. So 0, 1, 2. So the last item is 2. And we know the length. So we will say minus 1. But if you, let's say, and I show you something. Now the last item is item 3. Okay, that's right. Item 3 is the last item. But if we deleted the 1 and we say x dot length, means both here the length, it will show you error. It's undefined because you are talking about the length, which is 3, which is outside of this range. For example, 0, 1, 2, and 3. 3 is not existed. But 0, 1, 2, which means the length minus 1. So the length, the array length minus 1, it would be the last item. Great. So this is how to print the last item. There's another element or another thing, this which is important and useful. How to loop, let's delete this object. How to loop through the element of the array. There is an easy way, which is for. There's something called for. The for we will learn about later. We will see var I equal, for example, 0. I, let's say, smaller than the x dot length. Okay, and I plus plus. What is that? It's old, by the way, if you are a beginner. So var I, this for means loop inside this array as long as you have items there. So we will say var I equals 0. So we'll define a variable with 0, which will start from here, from 0. Then this I, what you have defined, he will loop, it will loop as long as the I is smaller than the length. Okay, if the I, which is 0 now, smaller than the length, it will loop. If it is larger or larger, it will stop. Okay, or equal, it will stop, and then increment that element with plus plus. Great. So here we will print the item we have it. So you understand this. If you haven't understand it, don't worry, we will talk about that. First of all, we have defined a variable, we assigned for 0, then the condition of stopping, which is the I is smaller than the length. If it is bigger, it will stop. Then we incremented with 1. So every time, every loop, it will increase with 1. So I will print here, for example, this, I will put it here, and I will print here the item. I will say x I. See that? And refresh and see what we have. What is happening? Wait. Okay. 0. Okay. There's something, I think it should work, but what is it? Let's do this like comment and see here print. I'm sorry, let's print here anything. Let's see 111. Refresh. It printed the first item. Great, but it doesn't loop anytime. Print item 3. I say it moved to the last, so it deletes, by the way, but we could say plus equal. Save it and refresh, and you will see this was the item before. We have here item 1, then item 2. I could I could give you what spaces. For example, we could see like the following. Like the following, I will see space and plus. Save it, refresh. So this was the item before it. Yeah, we could delete this by assigning, for example, this could be this, put it over here, and assign it to empty. Great. Here it will refresh. So item 1, item 2, item 3. Great. So it saves the item plus the new item. We have it here over the looping. So this is another way how to loop inside the array. And there is another which is while, is for each, and this one is one way of that ways. Okay, so we have here, let's delete this one. We have also here something called push and pop. We could add an element. Okay, so let's return back. Let's see here, I could push, for example, let's see x dot push item 3, item 4. So now I have added an item, which is item 4. Let's refresh. It's item 4. Let's push another item. Item 5. Okay, let's refresh. Here we are. So item 5. So if you need to delete, you should say pop. Pop. Okay, it will pop the last item. Okay, so let's refresh. It will print 1, 2, 3. It will not print 4. Let's refresh. 1, 2, 3. Because 4 has been popped. Let's duplicate it 3 times. So it will delete the 4 and 3 and 2. So for every element you need to delete it to pop it from this array, you should have a pop function. Great. So great. So okay, it's like the stack. If you learned about the stack, converting arrays to string. You could convert, let's delete this one. You could convert the whole of the array to a string. How is that? It's easy. It's like the number we have talked about. So you could do it like the following. You could say x dot to string. Now this array will be a string. Let's refresh. So it now printed like it's a string. And if you find the type, what is it? It will be string. Okay. Okay, so I think it's easy. There's no difficulties. Okay, so let's know something about the type of the array. If we, for example, typed here type of array is what? It would be object. So the array, the type of the array is object because it deals with many elements. Now, how to delete the element we want? For example, there is a function called delete. This an element here, delete, yes. Then the x, which is the name of the function, and the index. For example, let's delete the second. Okay, let's see 0, 1. So we will delete the item 2. Great. And then after deleting, I will print the array. Let's see x. Save it. Refresh. So we have deleted the first one, and we have it returns true, means it have deleted. And then item 1, item 3. Great. Means print the rest of the elements. Great. So sometimes you need to splice the arrays. So we have splice methods that could splice the arrays and could, for example, can be used to add new items to an array. So sometimes you need to add splice the array and add an item in a specific way. For example, you need to add the array to a specific place, to add an element to a specific place. So you could use splice. For example, here in our case, we have, let's delete this, delete, we don't need it. Let's here say, for example, the array splice x dot splice. Then here I will add the elements I have it, for example. So we have here the for example, I will say, for example, here 1.1. Then I will say, for example, item or new item, and let's save it. Refresh. Item 2. Okay, So it will, let's see here, for example, a new item 2, new item, new item 2, save it, refresh. So it will return the item you have deleted. Okay, so now if we print it, for example, here the item, the array, and see what we have here. Let's see X, save it, refresh, and here we are. We have deleted the next item, okay, and we have added the new item and new item 2, and we have deleted. So splice could help you to add a specific item in a specific place. So we have deleted the item 2, which is in the index 1, and we have added new item and new item 2. Great. We could add as much as we want, for example. So let's delete it in any place, for example, the second position. So delete the second and add it in the second place. So here we have deleted the third item, which is item 3, which is index 2, then item 1, item 2, then we have deleted this, we added instead new item and new item 2. Okay, the next, merging, concatenating arrays. So let's say we have here many arrays. This is array 1 and this is array y, which is 2. Okay, so here we have element item 4, item 5, item 6, item 6. Wait, what's the problem? Item 6. Great. So let's merge between these arrays. How we could do them? We could do them by the following. We could go to the first array, which is x dot merge, then the next array, which is y. Save it and refresh. Okay, so let's go and print that element. I could do this, for example, here, for example, inside another element. For example, I will see here var merged array equal this. So we will merge these elements and we'll assign them, the first array and the second array element will be merged and will be assigned to this merge array. Let's print this merge array, save, refresh. Doesn't work, doesn't print anything. I'm sorry, it's not merge, it's concat. Yes, I'm sorry. So in concat we will merge between the first and the second, and it will print the items we have. So we have item 1, item 2, item 3, which is the first array, and item 4, item 5 and 6, which is the second array, which is here we have mistake, which is 5 here. Save, it's in back, refresh. So it's now item 4, 5 and 6. I'm sorry. Great. Let's return to the next. We have also here something called merging, and merging, for example, imagine have more than one element, more than one array. Let's see, here we have another array, which is 9, 8, and here's 7. So to merge this element of this array, let's change this to Z, and we will merge them with the following way. We will say concat y with z with x. So it will merge all of these. It will merge x with y with z. Great. Let's refresh. So it merged them all, and the order will be with the element we order it here. For example, if I printed z here, then y there, it would be printed with the following of 7, 8, 9, which is the element of the second array in the first array. Great. The last array, we have it here, which is a slicing. Sometimes you need to slice the piece of an array into a new array. So I will see here, for example, let's delete this, these codes. So we have the last item, which is slicing, to slice an array. Slice an array means to divide it into a new array. How is that? we will use it with fruit slice. We will use it with, we have last item, which is slicing an array. To slice an array, it's easy. Just do the following. Use slicing. We will use the slice function. So to do that, we will define here var, and we will define here an array. For example, new array. Let's see, new array equal x dot slice, and here we will define how many items you need to slice. Let's see, 2 items. Great. And let's print here the new array fresh. So here the new array is 3. So we have sliced 2 items here, and we still have item 3. Let's print also. Let's see, this is the new array, and print the new array. Then here I will say this is x, and I'll print here the x. Let's see what we have. So we have sliced, sorry, a mistake or what? Yes, there's mistake here. Plus, save it, refresh, and here we are. This is new array. We have item 1, which is the 3rd item. This is x, which is the x array. We have item 1, 2, 3. So we have sliced only 1 item to new array. The rest of the items is still in its place, which is x. So there's no deleting happens when we slice the items from the array. Only we slice the item we defined, and the rest will stay in their place. Okay, so I think the array method is easy. Thanks for watching and listening, and see you again in another lesson.